Is this thing on? Are we recording? Oh yeah, there's the red button. All right, so we're recording. And you know what today is?
Chime in Tuesday.
Chime in Tuesday. So I have to say this right now. It is April the 9th, and it's snowing.
It's freezing rain.
I'm actually lost for words, but I'm not going to let it get me down. Cheers to April 9th, and we're in spring and it's snowing outside.
You can't actually see our front grass still. There's that much snow.
But we're not looking for woe is me. But it does make me think, though, is that here's a great thing that you probably are, most of you could be facing, say, at work or at home, is something that unexpected, and it's like a form of adversity, right? And how are you handling it? You could curl up in a ball and go into a complete depression about it.
And I'm going to be curling up in a ball really soon, actually. Not the depression piece, but the ball.
Soon the fetal position. But, or you can really look at it and say, you know what, screw you, and I'm not going to let this damper my spirits or whatever.
Or
I'm choosing the latter.
Or like yesterday, you could be like me and start Googling flights to Florida for the weekend, which I was doing.
Yeah. Or you can just look at it this way. Cubbies have been on the road since the beginning of the season, and they've been playing like shite, and they get home and they blow out a team 10-0. No place like home. So it's just changing your perspective, right? Yeah, so what I'm curious about is, what are you doing when you face adversity? Are you one to fetal position yourself? Are you one to say, screw you and plow through it? Or is it a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B? What are you?
I think it depends. It depends.
Enlighten us.
Well, the screw you approach, I think, is just an angry approach, and I don't really think that is.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see that.
I think the two examples you gave are both extremes, and I'm not sure how healthy either of them are.
Right, fair enough.
I think we all have days like that. I think we all have moments like that, and I think that that's healthy, and I think it's also important that we feel those things when they happen.
What would be your tools to dealing with adversity?
I'd have to think of a specific situation. Like I'd need to, that's a really, really big, because I had answered that two ways. One is sort of a longer term ongoing thing, in a way to try to keep myself in a good, healthy, sort of even keel situation as much as possible, so that when the bumps happen, I can handle them. So that's part of.
I can tell you what I do. Go for a drink of coffee. Special coffee.
But then I think when you can take care of yourself on a regular basis, it helps build resilience, so that when the shit does hit the fan, you will have a blip, but the blip either might not be as high or as low, or even if it is, you come back to baseline with relative ease.
Yeah, I would agree. Like, healthy body, healthy mind. So if you are taking care of yourself, eating the right foods, being responsible for what you are exposing yourself to, sleeping properly, moving. Just everyone thinks you have to go to a gym to be healthy, and that's not true. If you are walking and you're keeping yourself moving, you're being active. You're not just sitting like a potato in a chair, right? You just, I mean, I don't know how appetizing that is, but you're just not doing that.
I know the expression is couch potato, but somehow when you said you're not sitting like a potato in a chair.
Well, what are you doing in your little cubicle at work? Or if you're at your home and you're sitting in front of your desk, You're sitting in a chair. You're not on a couch. Brilliant. And you heard it here first. Potato in a chair. Gotta love my humor. But no, and if you do all that, then your body is being taken care of, and then you got to do the mental part too, right? So whether it's finding the things that relaxes you, read, and once you have that kind of balance mentally and on the emotion and physically, then the emotional side will swim its way in, and then if you can get all three going, then you can handle, as you said, the things that are going to come out of the pipeline that you're not expecting.
It is. It's hard though, and I think obviously everyone who's listening, we all intellectually know what we just said, but it's the actual doing of it. So I'd be interested in hearing people's strategies to keep all those balls juggled. Like how do you juggle all of those things?
Or right when shit's ready about to hit the fan, if you're in the office, just step away from the desk and just start running on the spot to burn some energy, and then you'll be like, all right, I'm ready to go and take this on. And then you're like, all right, I'll tell so-and-so I'll meet him in the boardroom in a moment, but just run on the spot and get yourself focused.
Or her in the boardroom. Him or her in the boardroom.
Right. I was corrected. That's what I meant, but I didn't come out right. No, but in all fairness, we all kind of have a mind, or not a mind, but we all have an idea or a concept of what we would do. It's like if we're actually going through with it, and perhaps you have ideas or tools that you could help others and how you deal with adversity and what you're doing to be prepared to deal with it, or what you do in the moment.
Because it's both. It is both.
Yeah. And we all go through stuff, and I know myself, I've had 3 heavy things happen to me, and each time I could have packed it in every time, but I just didn't. And so you don't need a life-changing thing to make something change you. You can just, it could be anything. As long as you find a way to positively get through it, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, and I think it's not just getting through it. I think I did that for a long time, just like plow through it and got through it.
But you got to feel it too.
Okay, yeah. But I was more meaning, do you just want to get through it?
Well, no, I mean, I think sometimes it's like you really, I live in the gray, as you well know, but there are times where things are black and white, and it's like, it's either you get up, get your ass off the mat and dust yourself off, or you lay there and get people and they'll walk over you, and then you're counted out. You have a choice: get up, plow through it,
I'm not kind of meaning that though. I'm meaning like you can coast, you can get through stuff. People think that you're doing just fine. It's seeming like you're bouncing back, but inside it's like, oh God.
Yeah, but if you're coasting,
okay,
you're sitting on the sidelines and you're faking it.
Yeah,
which is even worse.
Yeah, but that's what a lot of people do. This is what I'm saying. It's not necessarily a big life event like you were saying. It's not about dusting yourself off and getting off the mat. Those are things that you've been through, and I think many of us have been through in varying degrees.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I see many people just getting through life, just trying to cope through the days. And I don't know if that's resilience.
No, well, it's not resilience.
So
actually, I don't believe it's resilience. I don't. I think
that's what I think is important for us to maybe chime in on. Like, I want to see. I think if we all thought about it for a second, we want to thrive in our lives, don't we?
Right, and be honest with yourself, because if you're not honest, then you're actually doing yourself a disservice. So if you are coasting, be honest about it, because actually, if you're honest about it and you are just coasting, you're actually going to probably feel better about it, and there'll be people there to help you. No one wants to see someone just coast or suffer. There will be people around to help you. So anyways.
Well, and if they're not,
And those aren't your peeps.
They're not your peeps. Fine. There are people around.
Yep.
There are people around. So if they're not in your circle,
like I've said earlier,
look outside your circle.
Right. You're never alone. And if you ever think you are, wow, you're surrounding yourself with the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to hear your tips and tricks, trades, whatever, on how you're dealing with resilience or adversity. And if you are coasting, how is it that do you really want to know, like, how are you able to coast like that? Because I think it's a dangerous spot to be if you're just coasting. I think you need to, either get in the game.
You need to pause. You just need to pause and really think about what you want.
Yeah, fair enough.
Pause.
All right. And with that, I'm going to put myself on a pause. On pause.
Oh my God.
All right. So you know what to do. We want to hear from you. Please chime in. And I promise the next time we're talking, there won't be any flipping snow that's out there, which is sucking the life out of this freaking city. It is.
Okay.
All right, then. So you know what to do. Chime in. Cheers.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Great day.